Hey guys, it's nice to see everybody on the day after Christmas. I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. I'm going to play last week of some holiday music. You know, today or yesterday started Kwanzaa. I don't know if anybody knows about it, but let's face it, it's a made up holiday made by some criminal. You celebrate it, good for you. Have peace, prosperity, whatever it is. I'll even have a drink with you. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it may be. But this COVID fear is really engrossing the nation once again. In fact, my 93-year-old aunt, 94-year-old aunt was told by her daughter to go get a COVID test, and she couldn't come for Christmas Eve unless she came with a test and showed proof that she was negative. Well, that old lady wasn't taking it. She told me to go shit in the hat and came over to Irish Angry's house. I said, hey, go get yourself a drink. Let's party. We can live in fear, or we can live with love out in the open. It's as simple as that. I choose not to live in fear, We have Whispering Joe wishing us a winter. Winter is coming. He may be the Night King, because winter is coming, and this winter, for the unvaccinated, prepare for severe illness and death. No joke, that was the White House press release. But at least we're not getting mean tweets. You know, just the other day, Whispering Joe, Dementia Joe, whatever you want to call him, was on a call about NORAD. And the caller, a little inappropriate, said something to him about let's go Brandon. He said, yeah, I agree, let's go Brandon. So the President of the United States, no clue, and said, let's go Brandon means go Joe Biden. I'm just saying, something's wrong there. Somebody needs to speak to Dr. Jill Biden and get a better handle on his handlers, because it doesn't look good for anybody. You know, Joe seems to be a nice enough guy, just as I said. Doesn't seem to be with it. Winter is coming. Again, all with this COVID. I remember back in the day when you had a runny nose, a scratchy throat, a slight fever, coughing, a little body aches. You drink a whole bottle of NyQuil, go to bed, turn the heat up high, wake up, you'll be fine. Now you're standing for hours on a COVID testing line. It's funny because you can stand for hours on a COVID testing line, but if it's a voting line, it's racist. See the lines everywhere. Voting racist, COVID testing not racist. Whose agenda is that? Just checking on that one. It really is crazy. But the Democrats, they all seem to be coming down. The politicians all seem to be coming down with COVID. And they all keep telling us how they're double vaccinated and boosted up and the vaccination works. Not sure that's how a vaccination works. I think that's how a symptom suppressor works. But one of the other lunatics the other day came out and said she acquired the virus. She acquired it like she was in search for the virus. Like she walked into the store and said, excuse me, does anyone have COVID here? Because I would like to know how much it costs to acquire it. Maybe she was trying to sound smarter than she already does. Because as we all know, the COVID tests are being more and more used, and people are going in because they're all scared because of the mass hysteria. And my guess is if we gave out more IQ tests, we'd see more dumb people. I think it correlates to the amount of tests you give. IQ tests more morons. More COVID tests, more positives. It's just math. Speaking of math, that AOC reared her head again. She came out and she said that she represents more people than the Senator Manchin, who apparently is the only one voting against this Build Back Better bill. Now, I'm not sure if it's Build Back Better. It may build back a little bit more fear to COVID, but it certainly isn't building anything back better. Broker, as I said in the past, but not better. But, you know, I do give AOC a little bit of break because counting probably is really tough for her. First of all, we know that she's already established it's racing. But once she starts getting past her fingers and toes, how much higher can she count than that? Not really sure. So I'll give her a little break on the counting because basic math is really hard and racist. It is odd, though, because the Democrats and Republicans were split exactly down party lines of whether groups should meet and have gatherings for the holiday or not have gatherings. It really is weird, but Can you imagine a group of people, you probably put them in a group together and they couldn't tell you what they wanted for lunch? However, they stand together for this. This is probably why our government can't get anything done, because it's strictly about party lines. And I'll tell you what, I applaud Joe Manchin. I don't know anything about him, but anybody who's not willing to toe the party line just because it's his party, I'm willing to listen to. I may not agree, but I'm willing to listen to. It really is absolutely insane. Insane. Now, the hospitals are all announcing that they're no longer taking unvaccinated people. If you're not taking unvaccinated people, why are we worried about these hospitals filling up? Vaccinations works. Just ask all these politicians who've been double vaxxed and boosted and still getting the virus. Now, I firmly believe the virus is waiting for everybody. Everybody's going to get it. I'll get it. You'll get it. Whatever. It is what it is. It's nothing more than a cold at this point. And science tells us that every time a virus mutates and changes in variants, it lessens in symptomatics and how serious it is. Nobody wants to talk about this. That's science. That may be the hidden science. It really is something else. Now, New York City and Chicago is starting some kind of a new policy called, what is it called over here? Be Together. Be Together. So in the Be Together policy, in order to go to restaurants, arenas, theaters, anywhere in a public setting, you must be vaccinated. So, be together may not be the appropriate word. Seems a little weird, because if you want to be together, it really doesn't make a difference. It should be more like the pure bloods versus the vaccinated. The vaccinated's together, the pure blood unvaccinated not together. It makes no sense to me. But once again, we're devolving as a race, a species, and a country for segregation once again. Now, my new local newspaper keeps killing the police about everything. There was a 2-page ad about how the police are going to deal with traffic on the holiday. There's some special traffic on the holiday, like reindeer traffic. Isn't traffic? They're going to deal with it the same as every day. You call, they go, they take care of the traffic problem. But the newspapers just want to kill the police. Can you leave the police alone and just let them do their job? Doesn't make any sense to me. The police, in general, are good people. Few bad eggs, I'm sure there are bad eggs everywhere. People think I'm a bad egg. They just don't understand the Irish insanity, or at least that's what I need to tell myself. But I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. I'm thinking the only thing COVID really killed? Common sense. Because we don't seem to have it anymore. The media, the people, the left, the right, the extremes, nobody has common sense anymore. Nobody wants to be honest, fair, mindful, and think about things. Why? Don't know. Everybody just needs to be right. Not me. I'm wrong all the time. Ask my wife. Only God knows how I can be wrong every single time. But I am, and I just deal with it now. I'm sorry are probably the 2 words I say more than any other words in the human language. That's just that. Now, we all know that racism is all over the place. And apparently I read an article about if you mispronounce a name, that's racist. As I said, waiting online is racist. Vaccines, believe it or not, are not racist, even though the majority of people that aren't vaccinated are in minority communities. So when New York put the ban in place that unvaccinated couldn't go there, you're really just talking about black people and minorities. So once again, what's the deal with race? I'm really not sure. Really not sure. So I was cooking for the holidays, and Squirrel comes in. He saw me putting some wine in the dinner, and he starts yelling at me, I can't drink alcohol, I'm too young, you ruined dinner. And he starts off by finishing, I'm telling Mom. That's how I live my life. Bottom tier. He tells Mom on everything. So I said, don't eat, kid. Not a problem, Squirrel. Go find yourself some nuts and acorns in the backyard. I'll eat this penne alla vodka and the sausage that I just fried up that I deglazed the pan with some wine. Deal with it, brother, because I don't care. You'll find something to eat. Squirrels never starve. They're scavengers and good savers. I know I speak about Demi Lovato often. I find her very interesting because she really is crazy. She is the poster person for don't do drugs. So she is completely sober now, which I really do question because she has a new TV show where she goes to haunted houses and serenades the ghosts in the house to provide them peace so they can move on. Sounds pretty sane to me. Sounds like somebody who is on the bottle would do, not a regular, normal person. Just saying, kids, don't do drugs. I know the cocaine twister sounded fun a few weeks ago, but you may want to skip it this week. Try an alcoholic beverage and a game of checkers. Probably much easier on the brain. Now, something that's been coming out, that's an interesting term, teachers feel the need to come out to their students, to come out whether they're gay or transgender or whatever it is. Now, I am all for anybody coming out and being who you are. But if you need to come out as a transgender or a homosexual to your kindergarten students, you should be fired immediately for being psychotic. Kids will ask questions, and if they do, answer appropriately. You don't need to come out to kindergartners, 5-year-olds, that are other people's children. You just don't need to do it. It's not your job to teach them about your gayness. It's not. Let their parents do it. Let their parents do it. Man, I'm in your corner for most things, but don't go out parading yourself around to kindergartners. It's just not right, man. Get a different job. Do something else. Because it's not right pushing your agenda on these children. It's just morally wrong. Even though you probably know better than me, at least in your mind, so you have no problem telling me or the kindergartners. Now me, I don't care that you're gay. I celebrate the gays. I know a bunch of them, and they're great people. Most of them. Knife fights seem to be back. There's a knife fight last 2 days ago in the paper. Two good friends were fighting over how much the window was open. The one good friend stabbed the other. First of all, how much of a good friend are you? And second of all, why would you stab him? The other day I was out and one of my buddies drank my drink. I didn't stab him. I didn't finish the drink. I told him to get it. I just got another one. Like if I was there, I'd be like, dude, shut the window. Don't stab people. Not cool, man. But I guess it's in vogue now. Stabbings up. Shootings up. Nothing's going down because we're defunding police everywhere. And attacking police. Why do they want to do the job? Who knows? People are heroes. All right, here we go. The advice this week is about a New Year's party. Dear Angry Mac, we are establishing COVID alert levels to determine severity. So my family plans on gathering for New Year's Eve to have a big celebration as we do every year. Last year's was canceled, and I am really afraid to go this year because many of them are unvaccinated and I am vaccinated. What should I do? Well, stay home, you dummy. If you're uncomfortable, don't go. I think it's a little lunacy because I had a drink with people who were vaccinated and unvaccinated. You know why? Because I love them. Love your people. Don't live in fear. Now, I can tell you the DEFCON severity of COVID in your mind is insanity. DEFCON crazy. Now, listen, I'm almost done with this drink. This song just ended. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. I'll see you next year. Hopefully things will change. But I was looking back at my videos from last year, Christmas time, and they're not much different than they are now. So, go find somebody you love. Be thankful you had another year with them. Look forward to having more time with them. Give them a hug because all this is nonsense. Tell the people you care about you love them. And the people you don't, try to have a little tolerance. But you're talking Angry Mac. Tolerance is not my middle name. But if you're watching this, please share it, like it, give it to other people. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.